So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and we have returning to the couch for a second time, but this time with her solo material, LEILA ABDUL-RAUF. So, LEILA, how are you tonight?
I'm all right. Well, I'm doing as well as I possibly can, Hector.
I
We have a
know.
big election tomorrow, and everybody's very anxious about it. So
Well,
that's where
I'm
I'm
here
at
in
right now.
Puerto Rico. I cannot vote for the president, but we have our own uh, thing here in Puerto Rico because we are trying to vote out the two parties who have been in power for the last 55 years and have
Wow,
stopped corruption. So we have an alliance. So we are trying to make history tomorrow on the island. So it's a big
good.
day as well.
It's
Looking for
so ridiculous that Puerto Ricans don't get to vote in the U.S. election as U.S. citizens. It's just,
Oh yeah,
I
no,
think,
no, no. I
ridiculous.
4 years ago I was living in the States and I could vote, but now I'm
Ah,
here. So now, yeah, that's the loophole. That you
yeah,
vote. Yes,
yeah.
yes, it's a tomorrow very important day, and yeah, like it's something that everyone should aspire to do. It's a vote, and everyone has a right to do it. So yeah, I can tell why you're tense as well. It's a tenseful
Yeah.
time. So yeah, but we're here. We're not here to give our our critiques of politics. We're here to talk about your latest album that came out in October, "Falls from a Seething Edge." uh, which which kind of goes with the theme of what's going to happen tomorrow. We are on the seething edge of
Absolutely.
like what the fuck is going to happen.
Exactly. We're on edge, literally.
Oh yeah, no, but here for it is so interesting. The political party who's in favor is the political party who wants to make Puerto Rico a state. But you find this very interesting. They've been promising, they've done like 5 referendums for a state since 1982 now, and we're still not a state. So, and we have party that the Alliance for Independence, and people are like, oh, like if he wins, like people think that Walmart is going to leave and there's not going to be any fast food. I'm like, people chill. It will
Ah,
take time. So
yeah.
it's interesting. So yeah, we're all on a sitting edge. So this music is vastly different from the last time I interviewed you. But the last time I interviewed you, I didn't know you had the music. So, but I finally got to listen to your solo stuff, and yeah, I like it because it's like it's got like different vibes. Some songs feel like spiritual, electronics, and the music video for someone. I don't suffer for epilepsy, but I had to like watch because it's so many flashing
Oh
lights, but
yeah, that's why we put the warning on there. I was
yes.
like, but I'm glad because for people like you, it's good
No,
to you have the
I'm not
option.
epileptic.
Oh,
But
okay, okay. I
like
thought you.
I was watching it and I had to like I don't know, I'm like, guys, it's gonna give me a migraine because there's so many flashing lights.
Okay, all
But
right. Well,
but
you're
it's pretty no.
photosensitive. It's for
Yes.
anyone photosensitive. So we, put the warning on just in case people are gonna have a seizure or something, so they can turn it off. But
You don't
yeah,
want that. But that's a cool
no,
video. Plus it opens the album and it
thanks.
gives it like this uh like eerie vibe. So tell me a little bit about the story with that song.
That song, like that was one of the first songs I wrote when I was writing the album, and it's where the album title came from. So, the edge that I'm singing about is a lyric in that song. It's not the title per se, but it's
No,
the
no, yeah.
theme of it. And I just, yeah, it was just like all the conflict going on right now, everything out in the world. It's like I never wrote about it until now, like with this album, because it just was just building and building and building in me all this like just frustration and rage and fear and anxiety and what's going to happen. Whereas like the early work was more philosophical, more introspective, more about digging deep into the psyche and going inward. But this was more like I have all this stuff pent up inside me. I need to get it out and let me write about it. And what would be a good image to um, sum up the theme. And so I thought about a knife's blade or like a blade that was just like miles long. It was sort of just like this vision I had. And then the video, I'm so glad you brought that up because I haven't really had a chance to talk about it much. So that's my friend and longtime bandmate from many years ago, Sam Foster. He made the video. We collaborated on it together, but we filmed it in his living room, and it was just crazy. He had all these ideas, like we're just
It
know
looks like
gonna
you're
cover you
starting
up in
something.
blood. So he's like, "Do you have any white clothes?" Like, because I don't have any white clothes. I pretty much just wear black. But I
Uh,
went out and got a bunch
it's
of
a
white
it's a
clothes.
metalhead trope.
And like, and he just like doused me in all this fake blood, and I was just, I couldn't wear these clothes again because they were all stuck to me. I don't know if you've ever put fake blood on your skin, but it's
Yeah,
like
for
putting
Halloween.
glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so whatever you wear is going to get destroyed. So it was just a mess. It just got all over his house, all over his back deck, all over my hair. Like my hair was all just like, had to like practically pull some hairs out to get it all clean. But yeah, and then it was like, well, the knife blade that has to be in the video. And so you see a shot of me and my partner Gregory, who plays viola on the record, and Sam, who made the video. We're all blindfolded and we're whittling these knives. And so yeah, I thought he did an excellent job. And he got some of his belly dancer friends in the video, which was great. I think they added a very great visual effect to the whole mood and movement of the song. And Gregory has his viola solo in there, and Derek from Tumult has his guitar solo in there. So it's like all these people in the video and that actually play on the song got to appear in it, which was cool. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but yeah, some of the stuff was really hard to film. It was probably the hardest I've ever worked making a video because
But
like
it looks cool. You never know that you
every
filmed it in a house. I wonder,
yeah.
did his neighbor call the cops like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Next door, there's some people with some knives, there's some blood.
Surprisingly not, but we did have all the windows blacked out with curtains. But we had the music cranked up pretty loud because we did it super old school. It was on this like a Canon and Nikon cameras. Like it was not filmed with a computer or a phone or anything like that. And so we had to get the shots like perfect, perfectly synced with the audio.
Mhm.
Um, and that wasn't easy to do. Like that knife shot with the three of us, I think it took us days to get that shot right, get the framing, get the timing, get the synchronization. I mean, it was really like almost as long as making the album to make that video.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I should see. Let's watch part of the video since we're talking about it. I did this on another one. I
Yeah.
can I can show it. They're probably not going to hear the music, but so yeah, this is not the video. This is this is a Walgreens commercial. Let me see if I can fast forward this. Ah, damn you, YouTube. Oh, and it's in Spanish. Oh my God. Oh, let's
Oh,
keep it. Ah, here we
there
have the
we
word.
go. There we go.
Yeah, so we can see part of the video and talk about it.
This
So those are
effect
real
was
knives.
totally, yeah, those are real knives. And the effect where I'm all like just tons of images of me, that was just a prism attached to the lens. Like it wasn't even done like in post production. It was
Yeah,
actually done while we were filming it.
it looks so
Yeah, there we
cool.
go. This one. This is the scene I was talking about. It's like
I paused it with the knives. So, question: what did you do with the clothes? Did you throw it away or did you save it? Because
the white clothes that had the blood all over them. I had to throw them out. They were like sticking to
no,
everything.
that could have been in a Hard Rock cafe.
Oh man, maybe someday.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's with the knives. Oh yeah, this is really cool looking. And I got a question, like that knife sound. Uh, that sounds so eerie. The knife sound that you did it.
That was
Yeah.
made with the actual literal lot knives I was playing in the video, those knives. And so that's real. And I use those when I play the song live too. So it's the same set. I
Oh yeah.
just travel with them.
No, I'm sure that traveling, you have Homeland Security will be like, "What are you doing with these knives?"
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
you
a
can't carry
video.
them on. Yeah, you have to check them in your bag. They'll let you check them, but they won't let you carry them on to the
Yeah, I
onto
will.
your with your carry on.
Yeah, so let's watch a little bit more of the video. Yeah, I don't know if people can hear the music,
Yeah.
but if not, go watch the video. But it's like really psychedelic, trippy, and uh, I think it really looks good for you to have filmed this in an apartment. Like, I think if you would have told me like this was done somewhere else, I would have believed it because it looks that good. So yeah, we're not gonna watch the whole thing because it's a 7.5 minute thing. But yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it
there's a
looks
lot.
really cool. But you have another music video too. But that
Yeah.
one, that's the pictures for the promo is from that video because you're in a park and you're blindfolded. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, that one that's for Crimes of the Soul, which was the
Yes.
first single. And that one is it's like a straight up war song. It's about
Hmm.
war and why and sort of like are humans above will ever be above war or will humans always is it part of humanity to have war or is it something we can rise above? It sort of asks those questions. And so there's footage of Gaza in there that
Hmm.
Dave Brenner from Earsplit he pulled all, that all together, and I wanted something juxtaposed, something like beautiful filmed in conjunction with all the horror.
With
Um,
the horror stuff, the war stuff with the buildings and yeah.
right, all the destruction and the explosions and everything. Um, but it's sort of like a statement that beauty it like it can be sort of like a blinder, like where I'm just hanging out in this peaceful park in California while all these people are dying, and um but it's also a statement that there's a lot of beauty in the world, flowers and roses. It makes me think of funerals, grief, um and the blindfold was my way of uh, dressing up as a grieving widow. So that was sort of, those are the kinds of images I wanted juxtaposed with the war. Because when you look at images of war from afar, it's so hard to like see the humanity involved and think about
Yeah.
all those people and all the families. They have families like probably all over the world, or at least, spread all over the Middle East. And, how many widows is that? Like, how many grieving children? How many grieving parents? It's just like, so that was a way to sort of express that visually, but to keep it, in that sepia black and white tone, sepia tone, kind of gritty and bleak atmosphere.
Yeah, no, and I think yeah, the just you have the beauty part with the obviously horror of war, which is never a good thing. So yeah, it's a pretty cool one as well. So this record you sang, you played synths, you do a lot of like instruments on it. How challenging is to have to do all that for a record?
It was incredibly challenging because all the stuff I've recorded by myself up to date,
Yeah.
I mixed it all myself. I produced it all myself. But this time there were so many layers. I knew that I couldn't do it justice if I tried to mix it myself. So I did hire my friend Sammy to mix the album, which I'm really glad I did. Recording it was challenging enough, but then mixing it and making all the layers actually come through and have uh, clarity was, that would have been very challenging for me to do by myself. It would have probably taken me 3 times as long as it took Sammy to do it. And then I learned some drum programming. I've never like done percussion or drum sampling on an album before, so that was kind of a new fun thing to learn, at least at the very basic level. I'm not really past that yet. And Sam, who did the summon video, he's an amazing drummer, and he does hand percussion solos all over the album as well. So, so if it sounds very complex drum wise, it's him, and if it's just simple beating stuff, then that's me.
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
it
and then all
sounds
the vocals, and yeah, it was a lot.
and it's seven songs, but some of them are pretty long and there's like an atmosphere and eeriness to all the tracks. So at least I felt that, I felt the eeriness, like unsettling in a different way. Because you don't have to be like full blast beats or super hard to be unsettling. I think like the eeriness sometimes is where it can get you. So I want to show
Yeah.
the artwork, which is the stairs. So tell me a little bit about the artwork, like what you were trying to convey.
Yeah, these are images, these are photographs that a work friend of mine, Terrence McLarnon,
Mhm.
who's also a psychoanalyst. That's his main profession, and he's also a visual artist and a poet. He has this huge collection of photographs, which I highly recommend everyone check out. Um, I think it's TSM Photography. If you look that up, that's where you can find
Okay.
it. He took this image back in 1978 on his
Wow.
bicycle, biking through like um, some industrial area, and the blurriness is from all the movement, like trying to steady the camera on his handlebars. And I just, when I saw that, I actually saw this photo several years ago. It's been sort of in my collection for some time, and I said, I have to write an album someday that just goes with this. Um, and I just thought for this album, this was the album for it to go with, because you have this, blurry staircase. There's all this
Is that in
darkness in
California?
there. I believe so. Yeah, he's in. It's somewhere in San Jose or Palo Alto, or one of those
It kind of
areas.
reminds me of The
Yeah,
Exorcist stairs, which I actually
I've
went
been on
to.
those.
I
Yeah, you
went
did
to
too.
I went to there in Washington D.C. And I remember my daughter climbed there, and we took like I took like a cute picture of my daughter, and people were like throw holy water at her. I'm like, it's just some stairs in a movie. like like the bad thing was climbing those stairs. They were steep. But yeah, so but it's that's ones are somewhere in California. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. And it's good that it's a picture,
You
you
don't
know,
know
it's
where
a
they're going. You don't know where it came from. You
no.
don't know where it's going, and it's just got so much mystery and
It doesn't seem
eeriness
like
to
a
it that
stairway to heaven.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Not the kind
So
of heaven that people think about anyway.
yes, I don't know. I'm a believer that I don't know what's going to happen until I die. And you know what? I'm not in a rush to get there.
I
Whatever happens,
agree.
I don't know. Maybe you'll die and it'll be like Beetlejuice. And you'll have to do lines and stuff, and you'll be like fuck, like you get a
You
handbook
wait in
for
a
the
doctor's office.
yes, you'll get a handbook for the recently deceased or something. I hope not, because that would suck if I have to go do more lines. So on the album, besides, we've talked about the two tracks that you have as a music video, but I like other tracks. I think tracks like the Summoned at the end, it's because it starts with the summon and then the summon. So it's like it goes full circle. Is there like a
Yeah.
theme, or is there like a light concept with this record?
Yeah. The summoned is definitely supposed to bookend summon.
Hmm.
And it re-encapsulates all of the musical themes on the album in the last 20 seconds of the song. They're just slightly pitch shifted, but you have pieces of Derek's guitar solo from Summon in the Summoned. You have the choir that's in Failure to Fire at the end there. You have I play like these dulcimer and harp synths on the
Yeah.
second track, Mukhalafat, and
Yes, I
that
didn't I
makes an
didn't try to
appearance.
say that because I would butcher the name.
That's okay. I don't know that I'm really saying it exactly. I mean that word is in a few different languages and it's
Yeah.
said different ways. But yeah, some people thought that was acoustic guitar, and it's not. I actually played on a keyboard.
Oh,
So yeah. But yeah, I think when I was making this album, I was worried that all the tracks would be too disjointed. And because there's so much variety on the album, you have like lots of different types of vocals, you have tracks that are more instrumental, you have lots of different instruments from track to track. Um,
yeah, they do. Yeah.
and I was worried it was just going to sound like a playlist and not like an album, like a journey. And that's something I think that's my sort of trademark with my solo work, is that every album should sound like a journey, a continuous journey, and not just random songs thrown together. And so when you have like bookends, that's one technique you can use to
Mhm.
make the album sound whole. And you have these returning musical concepts, you have returning lyrics from song to song, returning melodies, like the melody on Mukhalafat returns on Failure to Fire. So it's like they're just played on different instruments. They're played on a violin instead of a keyboard. So these are just many ways you can tie an album together that's starting to sound a little disconnected or
People have to have attention to detail to notice everything. So it's not like a first
yeah.
listen playthrough type of thing. You really got to get into it to like the nuances.
Hmm. Yeah, I hope it's something that the more listens you make, the you notice different things every time, perhaps. Um, so we'll see what more reviews keep saying about that.
Yeah, and the album's been out almost a month now. Uh So have you done, because I know you played with so many different bands but I think you had you had like a show on the 20th of October, or I think I saw that you had a show recently, right?
I had a solo show in September at the Arab American National
It was in
Museum.
September. Yes, we're in November.
Yeah, I did play a show actually, but it was an improv show 2 weeks
Oh,
ago. It was really interesting experience. It was a benefit for the Middle Eastern Children's Alliance for Gaza.
okay.
So my friend Sholeh Asghari is she's a multidisciplinary artist, and she just came out with her debut album, and she wanted me to play it, but I don't have my records yet. So I said, well, I'm going to do a release show later, but why don't I participate in this show somehow? And maybe we can do an improv together. And she was thrilled at the idea. So we did 30 minutes together. I literally went on stage, had no idea what I was doing, plugged in, and made a bunch of sounds. And
Well, that could be nerve-wracking or
a little bit. I've done it before.
Mm.
She hadn't done as much of it, and it was a packed house. Every seat was taken. People were all piled up in the back, and it was, I think, well received. Always a learning experience. I always learn something when I'm thrown into the fire and I have to just think on my feet and just play whatever melody comes to mind, whether it's the voice or synthesizers. I had my trumpet too. I was making all these loop beds of textures and responding to what Sholeh was singing. Her voice was beautiful. And then we sang together. So it was quite an experience. And, but yeah, I also performed this material on the album at the Arab American Museum, and it was quite a challenge, but it was just such a wonderful experience playing in this big room and with these big projections and um,
Yeah, this
sort
music
of
is
being
made
being
for
in
like
costume
projections.
and yeah, yeah. I've always done that. I've as a solo artist, but this time the projections were a lot more synchronized and sort of quick moving and very varied from song to song. Whereas usually, like in the past, I was like, okay, curling smoke, that's good enough. I'll just
Okay.
play play to 30 minutes of curling smoke and you know raindrops and whatnot, swirling ink.
And throw a knife at someone who's not at someone on their
Yeah.
phone. If someone's on their phone, like I'm telling you about phone stuff. Last Saturday, I was in a Stone Temple Pilots concert in Puerto Rico, and I have a friend that said there were these two ladies who were the whole concert sitting down watching their phone. I'm like, that's so fucking disrespectful. Like, oh my, like I know it's not Scott Weiland, but it was pretty cool. I was happy. But you know, the whole show on your phone. So if you're like performing someone on the phone, you can throw a knife at them. Like, get off the phone.
Wow. Wonder what would happen if I actually did that. That'd
No, no,
be
I don't. People be. I don't think you would like you would do it, but it would be like people would be like what the hell? But yeah, because people sometimes when I go to a concert, I film a little bit clips here and there, but I don't want to be a whole concert watching it.
oh yeah.
Just watch it on YouTube. Like no, I want to be there in the moment. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. I absolutely agree. Like, you
yeah.
know,
It's
if I do take something on my phone, it's for like a few seconds and then I'm done. Just just to like send to my friend who really wanted to go to the show but couldn't
yeah.
and
I'm
said,
the
"Well, here,
same. You know.
but most of the time I'm not even doing that anymore because it just robs yourself of the experience of being there. And
Yeah.
a phone isn't quite going to do it justice, I think.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, it's not gonna sound the same. You just watch it. So I was reading that in December you're trying there might be a show in New York, right?
There is a show in New York, December 18th at the Heart
December
Bar.
18th. Okay,
Where,
yeah, because the promo is
yeah.
also it says like watch out. So I'm like, I can ask her now. So on December 18th, where is that show going to be for people in the East Coast to catch you?
It's at the Heart Bar, which is in a section of Brooklyn called Bushwick. And also on the bill are Compactor and Grid Failure. And
I know Grid
my
Failure.
bandmate, do
Yeah.
you know Grid Failure? Yeah, of course
Yes,
you know
I've
Grid
interviewed
Failure.
him and
Yeah,
Dave sends me bands.
there you go. So I'm actually going to be part of the Grid Failure set as well.
Oh, yeah, because yeah, when I talked to him, he told me like well that he gets people and they play and he records stuff like out on the street. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, it should be a cool show.
Yeah, totally. My bandmate Ryan, his new duo project is opening. They're called Taxis, and I might try to swindle him into playing with me as well. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
So after that show, if there's some knife throwing, you said it was the shield dude told me to do it. But you can have like a fake
I'll
one.
blame it on you.
You can have a fake knife and you can throw the fake one, the one that's plastic. And
Watch
that
that ends
way,
up taking someone's eye out.
and then it's all over the news. And yeah, I know, but
Right, there you
yeah,
go. There's press for you.
there's the press for it. So yeah, so I'm going to post the album is out now physically.
Yeah,
I'll post the links. So people that want to get, do you have it's on vinyl, CD, cassette, right?
that's right. Yeah, the vinyl's been delayed. I'm not sure when it's going to ship, but the CDs are ready.
Mhm.
The cassettes might be too, and yeah, it's streaming everywhere digitally.
Streaming everywhere. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
post the link for people who wanna support you with this album. So Leila, it's I'm glad to talk to you, have you again here on the couch to talk about your solo stuff. So before I let you go, anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Well, brace yourself all. It's going to be quite the spectacle this next month, especially if you're in this country um and do what you can to just take care of yourself, because no one's going to take care of you for you.
That's very sound advice. So Couchers, the album is called Calls From A Seething Edge. It's out now. So if you want, I'll post the link for people who want to get it. And Leila, I want to thank you, for joining me from your couch. I know you're in San Francisco, right? I remember right,
Oh,
or near.
Oakland.
Oh, somewhere in
Yeah, close
California,
enough. Right
close
across
enough,
the bay
right
from
across
San
the bay
Francisco.
from Oakland here to Puerto Rico. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.